Heather Kirby, and I work at Interlochen Elementary School teaching 5th grade. Recently, we had Hurricane Matthew, and I was our emergency communications person. Ham radio is used in emergency communications because it doesn't rely on the antennas and networks of the telephone and cell phones. So they're able to communicate a longer distance for longer periods of time. It's important to have an emergency communication system during a disaster like we had with Hurricane Matthew. I stayed at the shelter at my school for 48 hours, and every hour I reported back to the Emergency Operations Center, known as the EOC, the number of shelteries we had, the number of National Guard members, the number of resource and police officers that we had. Those numbers are important when you're trying to keep up with how many people are missing and how many people do we have that we can mobilize to assist other people. So I was just one of the team players to help people be safe in this area. You know, we try to teach the kids to work together in teams, and we try to explain the importance of teamwork, and so many times we relate it to jobs. And I think this hurricane and this experience for me gave me a real sense of community and how I could fit in. And it was the first time that the kids could see me explain a reason other than because your boss wants you to, that working together was important. The story kind of embarrasses me. My husband and I were trying to think of things that we could do together. So he got to pick 2 things that I could choose from, and I got to pick 2 things for him. And he wanted to take ballroom dance lessons or have me get my ham radio license. Anybody that knows me knows I'm very clumsy. So the idea of following directions and letting someone else take the lead wasn't going to work. Ham radio really fit in my life in other ways. I've always been involved with disaster services. I taught CPR and first aid classes. When I lived in Tennessee, I flew over the flooding of Andrew and did disaster services in Florida. So ham radio emergency communications really was a better fit than me wearing makeup and high heels.